The chill bit deep into Bruce Wayne's bones, a relentless adversary as insidious as any supervillain. Hours, perhaps even a full day, had bled into one another since the last contact, since the last moment of clear thought. He was deep within the forested mountains of upstate New York, pursuing a lead that had spiraled into a grueling, isolated chase. The target, a particularly elusive arms dealer, had led him through treacherous terrain, culminating in a violent ambush that had left him battered, disoriented, and bleeding. His cowl was gone, torn away somewhere in the struggle. His cape, usually a symbol of protection, was now a tattered, heavy burden, soaked and dragging. Every breath was a shallow, painful rasp against his ribs, likely cracked. A deep gash across his thigh, sustained from a fall down a rocky incline, wept steadily, staining the dark fabric of his tactical pants. The metallic tang of his own blood was a constant companion in the frigid air, a grim reminder of his vulnerability. He had lost his comms, his grappling gun, most of his utility belt contents. He was, for all intents and purposes, a man stripped bare, far from the technological fortress of the Batcave, relying on nothing but his own resilience. He had been pushing for what felt like an eternity, driven by a singular, unyielding purpose: find the dealer, stop the weapons. But exhaustion was a creeping paralysis, and the gnawing cold was seeping into his very core. He stumbled through the dense undergrowth, each step a testament to sheer, obstinate will. His vision, already hazy from fatigue and blood loss, blurred further as he rounded a cluster of ancient pines. And then, the world stopped. A low, guttural rumble vibrated through the earth, a sound so primal, so ancient, it seemed to rip through the very fabric of the air itself. Standing before him, barely 20 feet away, was a creature of immense power. A massive black bear, its fur a dark, shaggy mass against the pale twilight, its eyes glinting with an untamed, intelligent ferocity. It was startled, yes, perhaps even as surprised as he was, but its immediate instinct was not flight. It was aggression. For a lesser man, even one in peak condition, this would have been the end. Batman was already teetering on the edge of collapse, his muscles screaming, his mind a foggy haze of pain. Yet, in that split second, something ignited within him. It wasn't the strategist, the detective, or the gadgeteer. It was the primal survivor. The bear rose on its hind legs, a towering, terrifying silhouette against the setting sun. Its claws like razors, its roar a deafening explosion of sound. There was no time for thought, no room for fear, only reaction. The bear charged, a thundering force of nature. Bruce, with a desperate, guttural cry that sounded more animal than human, met it. He lunged not to avoid, but to engage, leveraging what little remaining strength he had. He knew he couldn't outrun it, not in his state. He couldn't outsmart it, not without his tools. He had to meet force with force, to make himself too much of a threat to be worth the effort. The impact was brutal. The bear's paw struck his shoulder, a blow that reverberated through his entire frame, threatening to rip his arm from its socket. He grunted, forcing himself to stay upright, already twisting, his training kicking in on an almost subconscious level. He aimed for its snout, a desperate, wild punch, then followed with a more controlled strike to the side of its head, not to injure, but to disorient, to buy himself a fraction of a second. This wasn't a choreographed fight in a dojo. It was a desperate, raw struggle for existence. He clawed, pushed, rolled, feeling the coarse fur and immense power of the animal. Its weight was crushing, its breath hot and musky. He felt its claws tear into his side, a searing pain adding to the chorus of aches already tormenting his body. He locked an arm around its neck, gritting his teeth, using every ounce of his legendary strength to hold on, to prevent its jaws from closing around him. He could smell its wildness, feel the rumble of its growl against his chest. It was a ballet of desperation and instinct. He twisted, using its own momentum against it, trying to keep its massive claws and teeth away from vital areas. There were moments of pure terror, moments where he knew with chilling clarity that this was it. But then, the indomitable will, the very essence of Batman, flared. He would not yield. He would not break. He would survive. He pushed against its immense frame, leveraging a loose rock, anything to gain a momentary advantage. He roared back, a ragged, defiant sound that for a moment seemed to surprise the beast itself. Slowly, agonizingly, through sheer attrition and a display of raw animalistic determination, the tide began to shift. The bear, perhaps recognizing the unrelenting fury of its opponent, perhaps simply unwilling to expend further energy on a prey that fought back with such unimaginable ferocity, began to falter. After what felt like an eternity, a final desperate shove from Bruce, combined with a well-aimed knee to its flank, sent the great animal stumbling. It let out a frustrated huff, gave one last warning growl, and then, slowly, deliberately, turned and lumbered away into the deepening shadows of the forest. Bruce collapsed, gasping, shaking, every fiber of his being screaming in protest. He lay there for a long time, the cold earth pressing against his face, the scent of pine and his own blood thick in the air. He was alive. Battered, broken, but alive. This incredible feat, bordering on the superhuman, wasn't about the gadgets in his belt or the strategies in his mind. It was a stark, brutal demonstration of his core essence. His peak physical condition, honed to an absolute razor's edge. His indomitable will, an unshakable refusal to surrender to any force, be it criminal or natural. And his raw, untamed survival instincts, stripped bare and exposed. It showcases his ability to overcome seemingly impossible physical challenges, even when pushed to the absolute brink of his endurance, when all his usual advantages are nullified. It is a profound testament to the fact that Batman's greatest weapon isn't a batarang, but the man himself. It's a story that reminds us of the sheer power of human resilience, even if it's the resilience of a character who constantly pushes the boundaries of human capability. It's fascinating to ponder the moments when our heroes are at their most vulnerable, and how it is often in those very moments that their true, extraordinary strength is revealed. What are your thoughts on this incredible display of Batman's resilience? Have you encountered similar stories of survival that resonate with you? Share your insights and reflections in the comments below. And if you found this exploration thought-provoking, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into the enduring legends that shape our understanding of heroism.